All right, let's start the second half of the meeting with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right, so I'd like to introduce our main speaker tonight, Tommy C. Come on up. Give him a round of applause. Oh, I was like, where's Sean? Tommy, Sean is your timer. He'll give you a 5-minute warning and then a 2. Thank you.
I'm an addict. My name is Tommy C. And I'm grateful that me and Nancy finally got it together. I've been supposed to come out here, man, months and months, and stuff happened on my end, and stuff happened with the COVID and all that. I'm glad to be here. You know, Narcotics Anonymous has saved my life a few times, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the 12 steps. I'm grateful for, you know, my sponsor. I'm grateful for my sponsor teaching me the 12 steps and the principles contained in the steps, because that's how I live today. It wasn't always like that. You know, growing up on 88th and Hoover, the 2 brothers that was gang members. My sisters was in love with gang members. My uncle died, and his 4 sons came to live with us, and they were gang members. So I really didn't grow up thinking about UCLA or USC, you know. Only thing I knew about USC was go up there, we went up there and stole mopeds. That's about it. I didn't know that there was higher learning and none of that. I grew up my information came from broken men. And the clique is, they were broken men that knew how to dress it up though. You know, they drove nice cars. My brother had a Corvette and a Cadillac in high school, an apartment, and he was taking drugs in his front pocket to Ohio in the 70s, where he just walked right through the scanner and all that, and coming back with bags of money. And he was my God. He was my hero. He was my, you know, I learned how to. But when I say broken, they were so broken that womanizing and objectifying women was normal. Like, I see my mom, my dad slap my mom. I see my brother knock a girl's tooth out. I had 2 brothers. And I seen my sister's boyfriend whoop her with a belt, a grown lady. And the next day, all those women was right back with the men. So the women was meant to be put in their place. They had a place, and they were always below men. I was taught that. I learned that. I lived that. I put my hands on my junior high girlfriend, my high school girlfriend, even had a baby by her. I hit her while she was pregnant. Nobody really ran to the police in the 70s, you know, like they do now. Today, I would be in jail, under the jail for something like that today. But nobody told. We were told, as a matter of fact, I went to school and told my friend something that happened in my house, and my sister told my mom. And I remember moms got at me, whooped my butt for talking what happened in the house. Because we were taught in the 70s, what happened in the house stays in the house. You better not go outside and tell what happens in this house. Because they knew, now that I look back, they knew it was dysfunction. They knew it was dysfunction. You know, I want to thank one of the guys that's in one of my best friends now, Chris, for riding out here with me. I told him yesterday I was coming out here to speak, and he offered to drive me, and he only bought me a patty melt and some French fries. Thought he was going to treat me to a steak or something. Now, he did ask me what I wanted. We were running, because I got off at 4:30, you know, run to the house showering, and met him, and he came here with me. But he's one of the one of the situations in my life that keep me humble. Because after you hear my story, it ain't hard to stay humble. When, you know, when people are pulling on you and relying on you, depending on you, and needing you. My phone ring all day. I got to turn my phone off some days just to get 2 or 3 hours without having to talk to nobody. And they all, you know, I got like 13 sponsees right now. You know, I run a group with it's about 29 of us. Now it's going to be probably about 30 or 40. We just started over step 1 last Thursday. And so that was a real treat. You know, I smoked crack for a long time. And I was able to still smoke and serve. How many of y'all smoke and serve? Smoke and serve. Smoke. You know, you don't never get no profits. You smoke up your profits, but you go re-up the same 300. I re-up to the dope man 300 times with $300. And he was like, man, are you making any money? No, shit, I'm barely making it back to you with this 300. And I would go up, I would cut up enough, you know, for thousands of dope, thousands of $20 rocks, but I would just use all night, you know, in that Old English 800, and that my favorite came out, that Cisco, that orange Cisco. Oh my God. That Cisco was so good that, you know, it had me going crazy walking down those alleys. I know what it feel like to be, don't want to use, our literature says powerless is using against our will, even when we don't want to, even when we know it's bad, even when we know it's going downhill, even when I know I'm on parole, even though I know I'm not going to make it back to work, even though I know mom's going to put me out again, even though I know baby going to fire me again, even though I know all that, I still take another one. I still take another one. That's when they told me that, I have not used, because the bottom line is, that Cisco had me, I had 5 sisters, I told you, and I never wanted my sisters to see me when I was really smoked out. And so when I would be on a mission out there, means and ways to get more, and I remember my sister and them would call my name, and the dope in that Cisco, that crack told me, if I stop walking right now, I'm invisible. Like I'll be walking down the street, and they'd be like, Tommy! And my one sister in there, she was a cry. She was like, Tommy, you know you hear us, Tommy. And that crack said, don't move, they can't see you. And they would pull off, and I'd be like, shit, that shit worked. That shit worked like a charm. Take another one. You know what I mean? And I used to, and it was funny until it wasn't funny no more when I tried to hit a lick, and I seen the police. I come out, I jumped the fence, I heard it, and I'm inside this place burglarizing. So I hit the back gate. I come up on my shirt in case the neighbors, whoever see me, I got a whole nother shirt on, and I'm walking, and they pull up. They went by the first time, they come back. When they came back, something said, turn around, they can't see you. And I stood there, and I had just got them taking a hit. I was one of them burglars. I'll take a hit inside of a house that I'm burglarizing. You know, just be looking for shit, be like, yeah, this is a good spot right here. And take one. Because my head said if I take this hit while I'm burglarizing, I can see everything. I get paranoid. I don't know about y'all. I see everything when I'm hitting, you know, and I make sure they can't see me, you know? And so I would took one, and I turned around. I seen the police. I said, oh, turn around. They can't see you. Some old Marvel shit, you know? Just invisible. And then next thing you know, I was getting booked into the county jail. I said, that shit didn't work. And I don't know about you, but I've spent plenty of nights, plenty of days walking in them abandoned houses and them not wanting to use no more, them vacant houses and them parking lots and them abandoned cars, and didn't want to use, walking through them alleys and didn't want to use no more, and take a hit right behind, not wanting to use no more. And I didn't know why for a long time. And you're not going to know why for a long time. But it don't have to be that way. Because we have a proven way to find out why you use. I found out why I used. You know, August 26, 1992, after getting stabbed, I got stabbed in the neck, I got shot in the leg. I've been from 18 to 92. I mean, from 82 to 92, I smoked crack and was in and out of jail, in and out of prison, in and out of Folsom, in and out of Chino, in and out violations, Wayside, Marilona, Biscayne Center, all parts of the Twin Towers, all parts of HOJJ, all parts of the county jail. And a lot of it, I liked it, the gang banging, so I would always go to the gang module, and it was always home. I used to call that my pad, and I'm finna go to the streets and visit for a little while, and I'll be back, cuz. That's how it was, for real. And I did that for 10 years. On August 26, 1992, I got tired enough to go into the Salvation Army Harbor Light. And on the 26th of this month, what's today's date? 12. The 12th, so in about 12 days, 14 more days, I'll be celebrating 33 years clean. And I have not used since. I went into that program 33 years ago. I have not used since. I stayed in that program 8 months. I left that program. I went to sober living for a year. I got my apartment. I got that daughter that I had in high school. I got a young lady pregnant in high school. I got that daughter. I was a single parent around the rooms for Narcotics Anonymous for the first 8 years. I met a young lady. I married her. I got two more daughters. And I stopped working this process. I just was clean. I wasn't using. I stopped working this process. I started stealing again. I started carrying guns again. I started robbing. I started cheating. Anything. You know, when you just a thug, a hoodlum, anything is a lick. Anything is a come up. Yeah. You can set an ink pen down at one time around me and I put it in my pocket. I don't even need it. It ain't no value. But my head say he was slipping. Just knuckleheads thievery. Stupid shit. Go in the store and take 5 eggs out of the egg carton and put them in my pocket, shit like that. And then go pay for the bacon and eggs. I mean the bacon and the bread. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. With a daughter. And with a wife. And I mean, it was bad. And then I caught my wife with my pastor, you guys. This is how selfish and self-centered my disease is. I was with my mistress for 5 years. And my boy called me and said, hey man, your wife is with that guy with that Lexus. I said, I said that, the burgundy one? Yeah, in Starbucks right now. She's supposed to be at work. I went there, I found them, I threatened him. I told her she don't come home, you don't live there no more, just me and the girls are there. And I went and got a gun, I sat outside his house, and for 6 hours I was gonna kill him. I was gonna shoot him if he showed up. And he didn't show up. Matter of fact, he left out of town for about 3 weeks. I went out and I hurt people because hurt people hurt people. I hurt innocent people because every time I thought about it, I was hurt. Every time I thought about she's finna divorce me and take my kids and I was hurt. Every time I thought about it, the self-centeredness didn't even let me see I was with a girl for 5 years cheating on her. That's why she was cheating. And they caught me, they came to my house and got me, and they gave me 20 years of life. In 2003, I got out in 23. I did 20 years, 365 days, 20 times. And the reason why I say it like that, because that's how we count them calendars. 365 days, 20 times, 20 birthdays, 24th of July, 20 summers. I woke up one day, I was in Pelican Bay, man, and that place, man, I'm going to tell you, listen, they built Pelican Bay in 1989 for the worst of the worst. Folsom and Quinton and Calipat and High Desert wasn't holding us no more. Them gangbangers had took over the system and they needed to put them somewhere. And they put them in Pelican Bay. I'm talking about stepping out of your cell. I don't know, it's a lot of youngsters in here, but I know you remember the old-fashioned phone booths that you used to walk in and close the door and use the phone? Yeah, they wheel that up to your cell when you're in the shoe. And you step into it in the shower. And you step back into your cell. You don't get no walking nowhere. And I was from a gang, the Hoovers, so they gave us them little cages every now and then. We'd beg for the cages. Because if not, you're going out to a cement yard, about from here to that speaker, about from him to him, and the cement. And you by yourself in your boxers and your shower shoes. And you either do that, or you can use the phone, or you can shower. Not all three. You get to pick it. And I got up there and I got back with my gang. And I was the oldest. I was 41 years old, and there was like 15 of us, and I was the oldest. So they automatically gave me the keys, and I was running shit up in there, and I was gangbanging again, and I was clean. Only thing I wasn't doing was using at the end of the day. But I was getting people hurt. I was hurting some of my own little homies, and I was leading them astray more than anything. And I'll tell you, I paid for it. I hit Corcoran, and before I could put my shit in my cell, they stabbed me up because of these right here. They called. Yeah, he here, and his homies ain't here with me. And they stabbed me up, and he didn't tell on me, I didn't tell on him, we didn't get caught. Made it back to my cell. I wrapped my own arm up. I went to sleep. When I woke up, I was in the hospital with this arm chained to the bed and this arm in the air. They did surgery, put screws and shit in it. I asked the doctor, he told me you're going to go to another prison. About a day or two, you're going to be here. I said, man, ain't no TVs, ain't no nothing up in here. I remember him saying, little funny little guy, he said, this is not the Hilton. He said, you here. You a man. You want to be here. You did something, you here. I'm telling you guys, you here. You a man, you here. This is, listen, you and I asked him to go get me a Bible, because all chapels got, all churches, hospital have little chapels. And I asked him to go get me a Bible, and he left and he came back. He said, I couldn't find a Bible. He said, but I found a book. There's some books in there, but I found one, and I don't know if you want it, but it's yours if you want it. And he gave me this basic text right here. That's right. And I knew, I said, really, God? And I laid up in this bed and I read this book. I read this book right here, this one right here since 2012. It's all over the place now. And I done taken over 200-300 men through the 12 steps out of this book. I taught the next Corcoran, Ironwood, and Wasco. I taught the 12 steps. They gave me my own office next to the chaplain. Inmate Clark, I have my own office. You come in there, you hit the yard and you want to do recovery, come see Clark. Whatever your crime was, tell me the truth. We sit down, I ask you a few questions. I tell you what groups to mail out to. I tell you what books to get. And I went to the board. The first commissioner told me, no way, I ain't letting you go. I don't let people go on their first time coming to the board. She said, but go ahead and talk to me. But I usually don't let you go. She didn't let me go. She told me what to do. I went and did it. I went back to the next board. I was prepared. I was ready. He came in, he looked at me, he asked me, he said, Mr. Clark, you're going to have to make me feel comfortable enough to live next door to you to get out of here. And I was a smart ass, but I was arrogant, but I was prepared too, because I did this work. I had transformed. And I said, where you live? Shit. And he said, Valencia. I said, Magic Mountain. And he said, wow, yeah, I do. I said, yeah, I get around. He said, you ready? I said, let's go. 3 hours later, he looked at me and said, man, I asked you 19 questions. You looked me in my eye. You didn't look down at your notes. You didn't say shit to you didn't say nothing to your lawyer for 1 hour. I believe you're authentic. I believe you internalize these principles behind these steps. And I'm letting you go. And I hear nothing else after that. I mean, everything else was a blur. I've been down, it was a society in there. I've been down 2 decades. I didn't know nothing else. I thought I was dreaming when he said he was going to let me go. Go back to where I forgot about out here in a way. That's a society in itself, man. And NA is a society, and you stepping into recovery is a different society from where you left. It says in our literature, NA is a society of men and women who meet regularly to help each other stay clean. I work all 3 of these steps, all 12 of these steps, but the first 3 is where I lay my foundation, 1, 2, and 3, and I pick a God, and this God is who I call him, and I understand him how. If you only know that much about God, that's more than enough. When I did that 4th step and got in touch with who hurt me, when I was molested at 8 and 9, my dad left when I was in the 7th grade, my high school sweetheart cheated on me. Those are just some of the things that traumatically shift everything I know about life. And every time I was made to feel like that, I dived into the 4 pillars of insecurity. The 4 pillars of insecurity is abandonment, betrayal, jealousy, and rejection. And whatever age you were at, whatever happened to make you, traumatize you, to make you feel one of those feelings, you react the same way you react if you was 14. Why do you think grown men still want to punch people? Like a 4-year-old want to punch somebody when he's made to feel a certain way. Ain't no other excuse, violent or get loaded. And I was both. I got violent and I got loaded. But that 4th step helped me. And then I did 7, 8, and 9 to get in touch with all the people I robbed, hurt, all the women I hurt. So today, my commitments is everything to me. My word is everything to me. Nancy asked me to come, I'm here. They asked me to go to Vegas, and we rode out there a couple of months ago to the men's breakfast. 400, 500 men asked me to go to Palm Springs. I'm there. I'm going to Hawaii next May. I'm going to Texas in November. And they flying me, put me in a hotel, wherever they want. See, because I know what fucking powerless mean. I know what power. Look, listen, when my daughter was in that visiting room for 13 years, she came up there fed up one time. She was like, Daddy, come home. The fuck, man? I heard that girl. She told me, you a man? Come home. And then the little one pushed her to the side, the 5-year-old. They had that shit rehearsed. She pushed her to the side and she said, my turn. And she said, Dad, you a man? I said, yeah, Daddy, a man. She said, you ain't no man. A man come home at night. I know what powerless mean. If you got little boys and little girls, man, they hurting. They hurting. And however they deal with it, it's the bad habit. They get high or get violent, whatever way they choose to deal with it. That's how they going to deal with it until you come home and show them different. They need their fathers. Mamas, aunties, and grandmamas been late in raising them long enough. Fred Brown and the hook y'all up. Get a sponsor, work this shit, and go home to your people. Get a job and take care of business. And go carry this message. I wrote a curriculum in a maximum security prison cell, and I didn't even know if I was coming home. I didn't even have a date. But I wrote this curriculum to work the steps, to find out the principles in each step. Honesty, hope, and faith. And courage, and trust, integrity, humility, love, forgiveness, discipline, knowledge, and what I'm doing tonight, being of service. That's right. I wrote that shit in a maximum security prison cell without no date. I love narcotics. I died for life. I'm ready to die fucking tonight, right now, for Narcotics Anonymous, because he gave me a life. I know how powerful this shit is. When I was in a fucking I'm in the yard, it's finna jump. The Mexicans over there, the whites over there, and the blacks over there. And my homeboy Chuco walk up to me and say, hey, homie, what's up? We working the steps today? I'm like, might not be a good time. He's like, man, we serve him. We don't serve them. Come on. He went out to the table, opened up his basic text, man. He said, let's get busy. All right, shit. And I went and got my book, and we looked, and it jumped. Get down, get down. They're getting down over there. I get on the ground, they shooting. I see a dude get shot. Blah! He go down. We on the ground. This dude reach up on the table and grab his basic tag. He could have got shot just for reaching up like that. They don't know what he was doing. He grabbed his book and reached down and did me like this. So step 6 say, well, hey, man, shut the fuck up right now. That ain't the time to talk. Not right now. Just look that way. Don't even talk to me. I'm covered. Later on, I asked him, man, why did you do that, man? It ain't that serious. He said, it is that serious. I got 2 life sentences. He killed his mom and his dad high on meth. They came in his bedroom, and he shot both of them. He had 3 life sentences. He said, I ain't never going home, but what you giving me is enough to feed me in here. I ain't never going to live out there again. My boy Chuco. He said, I ain't going to live out there no more, T. They're not letting me go ever. I ain't even trying to go to war. But with these steps and these principles you're giving me, I can live every day in here. I can wake up every day without wanting to cut my wrist. Little Chuco, his son is writing him now because of the shit, how he write him now from this process. I don't know nothing else, man. Monday nights, I sit at the parole officer, teach I sit with a guy in my backyard, and I teach anger management. Tuesday night, I'm the secretary of a meeting, co-secretary, so the other one is there tonight. And I sit with 2 people. Wednesday night, I go into a program and I sit with women, into a women's program in Hawthorne. And I'm going to have Nancy and those 2 back there going to come speak for me. Put them on the spot in front of y'all. Y'all right? You going to come? You're going to hold them to it? Okay. That's the greatest, one of the greatest gifts I get is Thursday night. I go and sit with these men, and we worked all 12 steps in the Works High a couple of weeks ago. And then we put on a function, all men put on a function with not one woman helping. That's right. Matter of fact, young Chris right here paid for all the food himself. $600-$700. We had them the chicken nachos and hot links and shit. And them women came and they sing, and we had our shirts on, iron sharpen iron. That's the name of the group. They begged me. They threatened me. They pushed up on me. When you going to do the same thing for the women? So last Saturday, I started a women's group. You know, when I was growing up, I hated the police. I was a criminal. My dad and them was criminals. When I step outside, I play sports, so when you're on the other team, you're on the other team. I don't care if you're my family, fan, or brother. When you're on the other team, you're on the other team. So I step outside, you're a cop, I'm a gang member, I'm a criminal. So get at me, because I'm coming to get mine, however I got to get it. I remember the police beat my dad, put him in a coma. I used to hold his hand and say, Dad, wake up. I went to the county jail the first time we was fighting against police. See, in the 80s, we didn't fight against each other a lot. We fought against the sheriffs. In prison, we never fought. All the inmates was against the Greens. They had on the green uniforms. We started getting personal, fighting each other later on. We get at each other over some drug money or something like that, you know, some business. But other than that, they was our enemies, because them the ones who was killing us. You know, I got my GED, I got 2 AA degrees. I got out, I put in applications, and they wouldn't hire me. I got hired at 2 different places, worked 2 days, and my background would come back, gang member. I got ankle monitor on, I got to be in by 10. Both jobs let me go. My homegirl told me where I can go clean some hotels and shit at night until I can get off. So I remember making a program to get out of prison. Now I got a program to get off parole. You know? And my sister gave me a little car. I live in the back house behind her. I finished my 6 months in the program. And now today I'm a janitor at a police station. You know, and that every single day that's a trip. Every day, well, I got keys to a police station. I got keys. This little fob right here, boop, and get me in. Open up the door. I'm mopping and sweeping, changing trash cans, cleaning toilets, and loving it. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. I'll be in that motherfucker mopping and singing and put my little music on. I'll be in that motherfucker, man, what? You can't tell me nothing. I remember the officer told me, man, you're the happiest motherfucker I know that clean trash cans. What's wrong with you? He said, you don't want to do nothing else? I said, yeah. He said, what you want? I said, I want you to get your ass off my wet floor. Fuck with him. Fuck off my wet floor, asshole. Listen, man, it don't get no better than this. I got into a relationship. You know, after 20 years, I didn't have sex for 13 months. By choice. I was with a woman the day I got out, but it didn't go as she was planned, like she talked about. And I don't want no girlfriend. I don't want no hookup. I want a wife. I want a partner. When they cut this ankle monitor off, I'm going to get me a passport. I want to go to fucking Switzerland or somewhere. I don't give a fuck where you take me. Get on an airplane and go. I want to travel like the 10-minute speaker talked about. I want to go some fucking countries. You know? And I want a partner. I want somebody that's got me and I got them. Not just the bang. you know. And I was nervous anyway because I had not been with a woman in 20 years, so I wasn't in a hurry. Because I already knew it's going to be a spectacular night whenever it happened, or it was going to be over with real fast. Man, this program is the best thing ever happened to mankind. I've met every manifestation of a man that you can think of. Especially in those 20 years, I met the ballers, I met the rich, I met the poor, I met the athletes, I met the preachers, I met the bookworms, I met every man that perverts, I met men who love kids. I met every man you can think of. I done did 4 steps with men that fell in love with their own mom, was having sex with his mom and fell in love with her and was shooting at dudes when they come by the house. Wanted to be her man. Did a 4th step with me. I did a 4th step with a Mexican mafia dude. I remember him writing down, I hate niggers. And he's like, hey, you got a problem? We gonna cool with what I wrote? I said, that's your defect, ain't mine. Turn to page 68, let's finish what we started. That's your shit, that ain't my shit. I hate some of them niggas too. If you didn't know, niggas really is a mentality, it ain't a color. That's why some youngsters, no matter what oh my nigga, what's up, my nigga? You know, it ain't. It's the ER on the end and with aggression and derogatory behind it. That's what we don't like. I'm not telling you to say it though, but I'm trying to tell you to stay away from problems. If you're in Fred Brown, I'm gonna tell you this. This is the grace and mercy. Grace and mercy. Mercy is you got a son, you tell him not to do something, he do it, he bad, you tell him he can't go out for 2 weeks. You in the house, you can't go your ass out for 2 weeks. No football practice, give me that phone, give me the Game Boy, all that shit. And after 6 hours, you let him out. That's right. Because you just showed him mercy. Mercy is not getting the full consequences of your actions. That's right. And then grace is, me and him leave here today, I jump out and tell him, pull up at that store right there. He pull up at the store, I go in and rob him. Come back out, we get away. Tomorrow I go to work and they give me a promotion. Grace is getting the opposite of what you deserve. When you commit a crime, you deserve to go to jail. You made that conscious decision to break a law. You break a law, they got a place for you. So grace and mercy is Fred Brown. That's grace and mercy. You're getting, some of y'all committed a crime the day you came in here, that morning. Yep. Some of y'all came in here high, that's a crime. So grace and mercy, right now. You know, it's this plane going down, right? The plane going down, they got 4 people on it, and it's only got 3 parachutes, and the plane's going down, right? They got a priest, a doctor, and a lawyer, and a little boy. 3 parachutes. It's going down. The intelligent guy, the lawyer, no principles, just all smart, say, I'm going to grab a parachute because we're going to sue these fuckers. We're going to get some money. No principles, he's thinking, don't be the intelligent addict. Be the spiritual addict. The doctor said, well, you're going to need me to patch things up. Shit. He grabbed one, he jumped. The priest told the little boy, grab one and go. The little boy said, go ahead. He said, no, son, look at me. I'm a man of the cloth. I'm okay. Grab one and go. He said, no, go ahead. He said, son, I'm all right with God, the Father. Grab the last parachute and go. He said, last parachute? What are you talking about? He said, yeah, grab the last one. I'm okay with God. He said, it's 2 parachutes, right? He said, what do you mean it's 2? Yeah. He said, the lawyer grabbed my backpack. Thank you for letting me share.
Thanks, Tommy. Let's give Tommy another round of applause. Appreciate that. All right, Red, come on up. Let's do some milestones.
What's up, guys? My name's Red. I'm an alcoholic addict. I'm also here at Chip Chicken at the Sheet. Thank you. Oh God, it's been a minute. Here at Fred Brown Recovery Services, we like to celebrate various links of sobriety, starting with the most important person in the room, the newcomer. With anyone with 29 days or less, like to come up and get a chip and a hug. All right. Andrew.
Good job, Andrew. Welcome.
What's your name? Darn. Matt. Anyone else? All right. No. How about 30 days? Anyone else for 30? What about 60 days? All right. Hey. Dewan. Brandon. Ruben. Angel.
Check the spots.
Frank.
That's right.
Michael Attic.
How about 90 days? That's right, Michael. Michael. And I completely switched up because I should have taken this chip, but I got 2 months. All right. What about 6 months?
6 months.
6 months?
That's right, Joey. Perfect. That's right, Joey.
All right, buddy.
And the alcohol.
What about 9 months?
Right in.
Whole baby.
Luke, I'm at it. Rick, alcoholic.
Rick. How about 18 months? If anyone doesn't know, that's 3 with half. All right. We also celebrate birthdays at this meeting, and I know we missed last month's birthdays because of the whole COVID thing, but we're going to celebrate the last month's birthdays and this month's birthdays at the end of this month. So just for anyone who wanted to celebrate their birthdays, we're going to do a double month birthday at the end of this month. But it's at the end of this month, so please get with the meeting secretary if you would like your birthday celebrated here. And anyone with a year or more, please raise your hand. Just goes to show that this program does work. Thank you for letting me be of service.
What up, fam? My name is Sean. I'm an alcoholic. All right. We had an old balance of $54.77, and we took in $40 tonight, which leaves us with the new balance of $94.77. All right. After the meeting's over, your meeting slips will be up here. All right. Thank you for letting me be of service.
All right, we got some time to share. Who's up? It's been a couple of weeks. Come on.
Where you belong, right there.
My name's Ramon. I'm addict. I just want to say I'm super grateful to be here. You know, it's been a long journey for me. You know, I was once sitting in these chairs like you guys, you know. And I'm kind of nervous, right? Because on August 22nd, I go back into court to kind of get off of probation and all that stuff, you know. But it's kind of scary, right? Because I remember I was in these seats and I went to court and I never came back, right? They violated me, they put me in handcuffs. Abel was heartbroken, you know, and it was scary, right? I was just like, damn, I'm finally doing something right. And, you know, they still treat me like I'm some criminal, right? But, you know, it's only right. I was pretty bad, you know. And I went to court back in March. And I hired an attorney. They violated me because I didn't finish community service, you know, and I hired an attorney. And when we went in, they were already getting ready to put the handcuffs on me. And my attorney was just like, why are you guys going to throw this young man back when he's made so much progress, you know? He got a certificate, he has a full-time job, he's now a general manager, you know, he's running a site, you know, like, why are you guys going to just throw him back in there? You know, like, he's just backtracking, and, you know, they're like, you know what, like, what do you want? We're not going to give you a slap on the wrist and tell you you're done. And he's like, well, he wants an extension, right? So for 3 days a week, I worked 5 days out of the week, and out of those 3 days, I was going to community service and then going to work, right? No days off. You know, on my days off, I was picking up trash on the side of the freeways, and you know what I mean? And it's crazy because I used to laugh at people, like, look, losers, I'd rather do time, right? And then I'm right there doing it, like, people beeping, like, and I'm just like, shit, you know? It's embarrassing. But, you know, I still have that fear of going into a courtroom, you know, because out of all my life going to courts, you know, I've only walked out once with my attorney, you know, so I'm kind of scared. I completed already, but it's still a little bit of fear, you know, but I know I'm doing the right thing today, you know, and I want to thank the people who shared, you know. I think I've heard them share before, you know. I think I heard your story before, but, yeah, other than that, thank you for letting me share.
All right, who else? We still got time. Thanks, Chris.
Chris, I'm at it. I'm only sharing because Tommy told me to get up there and share. But I guess, you know, this program I've heard about Fred Brown. Good to actually kind of be in the environment. You know, I don't really know what to tell y'all, man. It's like Tommy, that I've heard it's hard to come after this guy and say anything. But I got 7 years clean. It's possible. One day at a time. You just gotta get tired of being sick and tired. I mean, it's simple, but it's real. I mean, that's what it is. You know, until you get to the point where you're tired of being tired and you're willing to do something different and listen to someone clean, that people, places, things, you know, you got to change all of that. So I don't associate with the people I used to. I don't go to the places I used to go to. I'm doing things differently today, man. It's just, you in a great place, give yourself a break. You know, follow some directions. What they say, take the cotton out your ears and put it in your mouth, right? So thanks for letting me share.
All right, I think we have time for one more.
My name is Joshua. I'm an addict alcoholic. February 27th of this year is my clean day. This is my 6 month. So, yeah, I heard once that comparison is the thief of joy, and that's something that for me I struggled with a lot. Coming into this program, I used to beat myself up a lot and be self-loathing, not only in my addiction and my alcoholism, but just in life, like I always wondered why I couldn't be like someone else, or why I just couldn't be someone else in general. I had a hard time accepting myself, loving myself, and just being comfortable with myself. I got lucky and I got blessed that this time is my 6th time at a treatment center. I actually went to one in the military. I was in the United States Marine Corps 4 years. That was where my alcoholism started. And doing that, coming out into the program, coming into rehab was a hard thing for me because I understood that, like, I could have easily have just played it off, you know, and just been like, it's all good, I'm fine, I don't need no help, I don't need anyone to tell me what to do, or, you know, I did that for a while, for a long time, felt like, but I got lucky that God lifted the obsession from me when I got into this, got into Redgate in February. You know, he really gave me the ability to look in the mirror and just be like, you know what, I gotta accept myself and what I want for myself. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, you know. I'm starting to realize that for me, comparing myself to anything or anyone else is just gonna destroy me, you know. I gotta be fine with myself and what I'm doing and give myself some credit. And I think everyone else should too, man. It's a hard thing to do. Not only to be in these rehabs and these programs, but to continue to do it every day. And I started saying it a lot in programs and in meetings when I would go. It's like the day that someone's not in one of these rooms or someone's not in a meeting somewhere is the day that I'll think about fucking giving up. You know, everybody still decides to show up. Someone out there, somewhere, in some way is fucking fighting for this right to stay sober, to fucking continue to live and try to find a better way other than what we were doing. So there ain't no fucking reason why I should be feeling sorry for myself about it too. And it's the same thing in the fleet, you know? The day that somebody next to me decides to fucking put his weapon on safe and take his bag out, then shit, I might think about it too, but that's not what we're doing here today. It's not what we're gonna keep doing. So give everyone some credit for coming here and being here. And yeah, thanks.
All right, I'm gonna call it. And I'd like to thank Rob for our 10-minute speaker, Tommy C. for our main speaker. Thank you to all of our readers. Congratulations to all the chip takers. I need some volunteers to do the garbage and the coffee. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, and for our last reader, Sam, come on up and read just for today, please. For our speaker.
I'm Sam, I'm an addict. Just for today, tell yourself. Just for today, my thoughts will be on my recovery, living and enjoying life without the use of drugs. Just for today, I will have faith in someone in NA who believes in me and wants to help me in my recovery. Just for today, I will have a program. I will try to follow it to the best of my ability. Just for today, through NA, I will try to give a better perspective on my life. Just for today, I will be unafraid. My thoughts will be on my new associations, people who are not using and who have found a new way of life. So long as I follow that way, I have nothing to fear. Thank you.
All right, don't forget to clean up the wreckage of your presents. Let's link up and pray out. We already got my t-shirts, my friends. How are you guys? It's been a minute. Get in. All right, you guys all in. All right, after a moment of silence for the alcoholic or addict that's still suffering, will Tommy C. please lead us out in the prayer of his choice?
God,
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Have a good night. Don't forget your court cards. Don't forget your garbage. You too. Thank you.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I hope you do.
I think Wednesday he does for sure.
Yay.
But I'll see Tuesday if he don't. If he has nobody, I'll come in.
I like it. It's nice seeing you. Luis and Michael. Tony, are you in double X or single X? There you go, my friend. Thank you.